Oops, my bad. Okay. So one thing I did forget to talk about was kind of the scandal that's been going on in relationship to this album. Why am I so dark? Let's see if I can fix the lighting for it. Is this good? Is this good for lighting? That's better. Okay. So, um, ow, 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 ow. Okay, that's good. All right. So let's talk about the scandal that's been going on with the album. I'm so sad that I'm missing scandal um, today. But anyway, the scandal with the album. So I think that there's been a lot of stuff going on. Not stuff going on, but you know, the themes are so they just hit home for so many people. The themes in this album, they hit home for so many people. It's literally a person, a woman, a black woman going on a a journey, and of kind of almost like self-discovery, almost you could even call it that, but a journey of figuring out a man, her spouse is cheating on her, and that the stages of grief that goes on with that, and kind of her navigating that and telling her story on how she did that. And the biggest theme of it is, in life, and this is what Grandma Hattie says. I think that's Jay-Z's grandma, but she put her in the video, and she put her also in the song. I think she's in the between Freedom and All Night. I'm not sure which part of it she's with, as I just kind of listen to the album and it just goes. Um, but yeah, she says, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. You know, and, Beyonce's definitely made lemonade out of the lemons that she's been given in life. But I think a lot of the conversation has been dominated by the fact that Jay-Z cheated on her. And while I do think it's true that he did cheat on her, I do believe it's true. I don't think that she used that as a ploy in the marketing technique to sell records, because one, Beyonce doesn't need to do that. She's Beyonce. She's a top selling recording artist. She's one of the few recording artists to date who can still sell 1 million albums without any help from this new RIAA rule where streams equal a platinum record. No, she can actually sell 1 million copies of her album. Um, and she's one of the few who can still do that in this day and age, which is impressive. Not only that, but she's private. She doesn't ever do that, and she's just not the greatest actress. And I love Beyonce to death. I am a Beyonce stan. She has gotten better with her acting, but she's not the greatest actress. So for her to, these were pretty deep emotions, that you have to pull from somewhere to really convey. I don't think that's gonna come from her acting. You know, maybe if she was someone like a Viola Davis or Meryl Streep, maybe I could say, okay, well, maybe this was a marketing technique and she's just using this to sell records. But like I said, she's not that great of an actress, so I just don't see how that can be an argument. Not only that, it just seems way too real. And I don't think it's all only about her. I've been listening to what people are talking about, listening to the album, and I do agree with people when they say it's probably not just about her. As I said in my other review, it's probably about her parents' relationship as well. And I do think maybe she's talking about, other relationships and kind of putting them in there too. But I mean, even like the poetry that she used by Warsan Shire, I think that's how you pronounce her name, which was beautiful, by the way. I forgot to talk about that too. But the poetry and how Beyonce interpreted it and how she kind of pieced it with the different parts of the movie, it was very, very beautiful. but even that, it was like, I don't feel like you would be able to choose something like that and really be able to deliver it with so much conviction if you were just acting and you weren't a great actress, you know? I'm sorry. So, um, yeah, that's the biggest thing with that. Although I know she's never going to confirm or deny it. You know, she's Beyonce. That's her biggest thing. She'll put something out there and leave you speculating as to whether or not it's true. And she'll just sit back and just watch us all just try and figure it out. And she's probably sitting there laughing at us right now, just laughing, saying, they'll never know. Because we won't. Watch us figure out, because said 2 years ago, I was like, we'll never know why that elevator accident or that elevator incident happened. While they never came out and told us, I mean, this album kind of basically sums it up. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Not only that, what was I saying? I'm so sorry, y'all. Um, anyway, yeah, this album, I just don't see it being a marketing ploy. But I do wish we wouldn't focus as much on the cheating aspect. And yes, I know it's because people are messy and this is a messy thing and people like to have their noses in other people's business. But I just wish it wasn't so dominated by it. Um, this album also had a lot of quotables. I can't remember, a lot of them came from Sorry. Um, but uh, one of them that people have been really, really hung up on is the Becky with the good hairline. And personally, I wish Becky with the good hair wasn't such a focal point for conversation. Um, it felt like it went over a lot of people's heads as soon as they heard that line, especially a lot of white women. I do feel like a lot of them got really upset and had this kind of pushback reaction to that line, because she said Becky with the good hair. And to me, I don't think you have to be white to be Becky. Maybe she just said that and someone just as a placeholder for a name. But I personally don't think that it's just a white girl, because I'm sure Jay-Z's cheated with all sorts of different girls, you know. Um, as he is a rapper, you know, I mean, it's not hard to think that that wouldn't happen, just like it wouldn't be hard to think that a basketball player wouldn't cheat or a football player wouldn't cheat just because of who they are. Hmm. Football player, not as much as a basketball player, unless the football player is like really well known in the quarterback. Um, Yeah, but I wish Becky with the good hair wasn't dominating so much the conversation, just because this album has so much to offer. It has a lot to say, but you know, hopefully once we get past the novelty of the album and we really start to just really get into just the meat and potatoes of it, um, within the next few months here, maybe, just maybe, we'll get some more critical pieces from people. Although the people who are talking about Becky with the good hair and are hung up on that are people I don't really want to hear opinions from. One of those people is Iggy Azalea. I don't need to hear an opinion from her ever again. Um, I don't know what Azalea Banks' problem is. She's weird. Um, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what's going. I do know that she's bipolar. She has bipolar disorder, um, but she's still. I don't know. I mean, she's just an awful. I mean, yeah. I feel like there might be something more there with her. Um, But yeah, it's just those two have been going off about it for whatever reason. Although Azalea Banks wasn't about Becky with the good hair, she just goes off whenever for whatever reason. But Iggy Azalea was going off for like 2 days on that Becky with the good hair thing, and then on top of that, just showed how much little she knows about hip hop because she was talking about Becky was comes from a Ply song in 2010. It's like, well, you know, it was also like part of a song in the early 90s by Sir Mix-a-Lot. But you know, I'll just let you and your fake hip hop personality, fake black scent thing, I'll just let you do you. Um, but yeah, that's it. I just wanted to talk about that. I wish that the scandal wasn't taking as much of a life as it is right now. But you know, it's bound to happen. It's always going to happen. I do think that as time wears on, it'll go less and less, hopefully. Um, Rachel Roy, you are dumb for what you did because you didn't have to say anything. You could have just kept your mouth shut, but instead you wanted to be like, uh, good hair, no drama, or whatever on Instagram. That's why you're. I'm not condoning the beehive going after your children or whatever, but you know, you brought that on yourself. You didn't have to say anything. You could have just kept your mouth shut. Shutting up is free. Um, it's free, free. You can do it anytime, any day. You know, you don't have to ask anybody. You don't have to charge it to a card. You don't have to take out any money. You don't have to, you know, sign a loan form or whatever. All you got to do is shut up. And that's it. You don't have to talk. You really don't. Um, it was funny watching them go off on Rachel Ray though. I know she was freaking out. Like, what did I do? Why do I have all these bees and lemons in my Instagram? Yeah, I feel bad for that lady. Um, Rita Ora, I honestly, she keeps saying, I'm not Becky, I'm not Becky. I honestly believe that she's Becky, one of them. I mean, why? I don't, why else did she stay at Rock Nation? If I'm being honest, like, why else did she stay at Rock Nation for so long? Because, like, I've yet to hear any album from her. And, you know, Jay-Z is the head of Rock Nation, so. Um, that might be bad to say, but you know, I mean, I'm serious. Like, I don't know what honestly, like, I really don't know what she does. Like, I know she sings, but what does she sing besides the hook on Black Widow? Um, anyway, that's it. I just wanted to come back and talk about that. Yeah, I will talk to you all later. 3 videos this week. I'm happy. All right, bye.